y'all, and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kay, and in this video today, we're going to be taking a peek through every single work in progress that I have going. Yes, every single one. I'm talking knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, and there's even a plastic canvas project. Yes, all of them. I kind of feel like with where I was so busy with the shop, I was not getting as much done for YouTube as far as recording and sharing my projects and all of those things, and I for sure wasn't getting as much work done on my projects. Socks, yes, but they're pretty portable, but other things were kind of lingering. So I thought it would be fun because I feel like I'm kind of starting over. So let's just do a run through of all of the works in progress. I'll show them all, chat about them. None of them are getting frogged. They're all things I'm going to keep and finish. I have goals to hopefully finish some of them by the end of this month because December's coming, which means Vlogmas, Advent projects, so many things. Let's just dive in and talk about them. I'll talk about all the things I want to finish before the end of November in a bit. So the first few things that I have are socks. I only have 2 socks going right now. I will have another one cast on probably by the end of today though. But this one is on the second sock. This is just vanilla socks on DPNs, one of my tutorials here on YouTube, and it does have a written pattern for it as well. This yarn is by a Homespun House. This is her Ghost Stories sock set. So pretty. The second one I literally just have started and did 2 rounds. That's it. That's all there is. These needles that I'm using are Signature Needle Arts DPNs, size 1, US 1, 2.25 millimeter, and I am doing a size medium from my sock pattern. I'll have linked down below all of the project pages, aside from the non-knit crochet projects that I'll show. Project pages listed down below. Any shops or things that I talk about, those will all be listed down there for you. Next one is the second sock, WIP. This is a patterned sock. I am doing the second breakfast socks. This is a pattern by Lindsay of Sock Witchery. It is such a nice squishy fabric. This yarn is Pumpkin Patch, is the colorway name. It is by Cozy Cauldron Fiber Co. And I have the second one going and I am done with the heel. I'm on the gusset decreases. I'm doing the size medium for this pattern as well. And US 1 2.25 millimeter ChowGoo, doing magic loop for these ones. So that's it for the sock whips. That's kind of shocking, surprising. I should probably share what I am wearing. This is the olive leaf pullover. I knit this at least a couple of years ago, if not more than that. I can't remember the designer name off the top of my head, but I will link the project page below, which will have the pattern linked within that. The yarn that I used for this is Malabrigo in the Impressionist Sky colorway. It has such a pretty pattern detail here on the bottom. Also has the pattern detail down the sleeves. Has a split hem. Kind of a nice boxy, oversized sweater. I haven't worn this in ages. It's been so long since I've worn this, but I thought it would be fun to wear this today, to pull it out and wear it. Okay, the next work in progress has been my car knitting. I've been keeping dishcloths in my car for a little while because I desperately need to gift some for Christmas. My sister specifically has asked me for some, and I know it's been ages since I've gifted anybody. I think it was the year before last. was when I did gifts, Christmas gifts that were dishcloths. So everybody needs some new dishcloths this year. I have one set done that's ready to be gifted for Christmas. And this will be the second set. So I have a couple more to go. So I've been trying to keep this in the car and work on it when I'm waiting on kids to come out of school or practices or whatever the case may be. Or if I'm in the car and Eric's driving. A lot of the times I end up knitting on a sock, but I'm trying really hard to pull out the dishcloths. I can't remember, I did switch the pattern that I'm using, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I will have it linked. It's a free pattern, free download. I have the link in my Ravelry page. It just has a little bit of a different way that you do your corners, and I think it just makes it look a little nicer. So I have 3 of this set done. I think the way it works out, I will do 2 more. So there'll be 5 in this set, and then there'll be enough to do part of one, and then I'll finish it off with this gray, and then that's always the one that I keep for myself, is like the leftover bits that are finished off with the gray. So 3 done, currently working on the 4th. I'm using ChowGoo needles, a US 8 5mm. The yarn that I'm using, the colorway is Kitchenette, and the yarn is by Knit Picks. It's their Dishy Multi. I love, love, love the Dishy for dishcloths. It doesn't fade as much as some of the other 100% cotton dishcloth yarn that I've used, so I've really been enjoying using those. I've noticed the ones that I've kept for myself, the colors do not fade as much or as quickly. I feel like eventually they fade just slightly, but I've been using the same ones for 2 years, and I feel like there's barely any change in how the color looks. So I definitely recommend the Knit Picks Dishy. All right, now we're getting into kind of a mix of everything. There's some sweaters in here. There's some scrappy projects, knit, crochet. It's all in here. I have not been showing any of my project bags. This one is in a bag from Mountain State Stitches. This is one of my Scrappy blankets. I started this a couple of years ago, or no, it wasn't a couple of years ago. It wasn't that long ago. When did we go on that trip? So I did a girls trip with some knitting friends earlier in 2022. And I started this blanket then. This is the Jelly Roll blanket by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. So you basically knit these little strips. I've got these on holders because I'll go back and add more length to them. But it's nice that you can put them on holders so that you don't have to finish the strip completely. You can start other strips and just kind of work all over. Makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. So this is the first strip that I started. And then I've got my third strip is just over here, just a little bit. There's my second. So I've got 3 strips going. It's so pretty. It's just a big garter stitch squishiness. You just do strips, and then you don't have to like do a strip and seam them together. You're just attaching as you knit. So it makes it really, really nice and enjoyable, I think. The needles that I'm using for this are my Signature Needle Arts straights. I'm using a size 2.5mm. And I love these. These are the needles I use for my Cozy Memories and for this blanket. I actually just bought, I was switching them back and forth, but I actually just bought a second pair of the straights. They came the other day, so that now they each have their own set of needles, and I don't have to worry about, they're on one blanket and I can't work on the other one right now. Now I'm good to go. So this was a lot of fun. It's been nice to get back to Scrappy Sundays. I feel like I was just so busy with the shop that it's just on the weekends I just completely would just want to veg out and sometimes not work on a lot. Really, my brain just needed to relax and clear my brain. So I have really enjoyed getting back to Scrappy Sundays, and this is what I've been wanting to grab because it is just knitting. I have to think about nothing. I don't think about what color I'm going to add next. I have a bunch of minis in here. So that weekend on that trip, we just shared our scraps and minis. So that's everything that's in here is from those ladies. Makes the blanket a little bit more special. So I just reach in and grab a color and go for it. I don't like to overthink my Scrappy projects. I think that takes the fun out of it, and I want them to be fun, mindless projects. Oh gosh. I'm looking in here. There's a lot more in here than I thought there was. This next one, I believe, is a sweater. Yes, it is. This is in a bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. And I have got my Lace and Fade Boxy in here. Oh gosh, where's that bag gonna go? So the yarn I'm using for this one is by Moonglow Yarn Co. And this pattern is by Joji Locatelli. Trying to see which way is the front. That way. Look how pretty that is. I am going to love wearing this. I am at the spot now where I need to do the next lace mohair section. So that's something I have to sit down for because I don't want to mess up lace mohair. That just sounds tragic. So I need to sit down and focus on that. But here's a close-up how it's looking so far. And these pinks will just get darker as I go. Is that the last one I used? No. So here's the next two pinks. Yeah, I need to, this is one, okay, so both the socks I showed you, want to have done by the end of November. This is a try to have done by the end of November. I 100% feel like this is definitely attainable. It goes super fast. It's just, for me, it's sitting down and focusing on those lace sections because I can't knit lace at like knit group or even watching a movie. Like, I mean, I can have the TV on, but if it's something I'm really focusing on, it's not what I can do. I have these on ChiaoGoo, and I do have lots of stitch markers. They're marking the lace repeats, so that does make it a little bit easier. Maybe I should try it this evening and see if I can do it while we watch TV. We have a documentary we're going to watch this evening, a true crime documentary. So maybe I will do that. What is going on? I've got yarn. Oh dear. This is what happens when projects sit in a bag for a while. So this one I want to have done by the end of November. I should say today is November 2nd when I'm recording this. So I don't think it's going to be that bad. We'll see what the total count is when we're done, okay? Of what's going to be done by then. In this bag, another bag's by Awesome Granny. Look at this bee. So cute. A knitting bee. I have a Crochet Granny Square blanket that I really wanted to have done by the end of the year. It's probably not going to happen. Maybe. This is using up Row 1 minis. If you've watched the podcast for a while, you've seen me get these. It's one of their bags. Row 1 is a mini skein subscription service. They have a new yarn dyer every month and you get a bag of minis. So I'll of course have them linked below if you want to check them out. It's a fun way to try out new dyers, but over the length of time I've been getting them, I haven't really done anything with them. I don't know why. I've used some here and there for socks and different things, but as far as like really diving in and trying to use them all, I haven't. So I've decided to do a granny square blanket. Let me show you what I have done first. I have a decent amount done, really. So right now it's 3 strips wide. There's going to be no easy way to show this, because it is so big. So good though. Isn't it so pretty? So I have details on my project page for like the tutorial that I recommend that you use. I have 2 more that are done aside from the gray. So I'm knitting 9 rounds with the minis. They are fingering weight and I'm holding them double. The jelly roll blanket is fingering weight as well. I didn't mention that. So that one's fingering weight as well. I'm holding them double. So when it comes to the row 1 minis, let me pull one out here. They come like this, and you can easily find the inside and the outside, and that's how I'm holding it double, so that the same color is being held double. So it makes them more, it's not marled or anything. It just makes like a clean, crisp color. I hope I'm making sense. So I'm doing 9 rounds in the granny square with holding them double. And then the 10th round, I am using Knit Picks Dove Heather DK weight, since I'm holding fingering weight double. They're Swish DK. And I'm crocheting them together, joining them together, the squares, as I do that 10th round. I do have the tutorial linked on my project page for that. It's a super quick way to join them. It's really, really nice. So I have another one started here. And the crochet hooks that I like to use are Tulip Etimo. This is a 4mm. This is the red set. They have a bunch of different sets. I know that I have the red, I have gray, and I have pink. These are my favorite. I was a crocheter before I was a knitter, and those were my favorite crochet hooks to use. So this one, I really thought, like when I started it, that as I was going on it, that I was gonna have this done before cold weather hit this year. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like I said, maybe, who knows? Crazier things have happened. It is for sure outgrowing this bag. I got I think it's in that box. I'm not gonna get it right now, but I got a Thanksgiving themed bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. I can't remember if it's the same size as this or not, but that might be fun to switch this over and pull that out and work on that this month, because it is super mindless and fun to do. All right, this one is in my Dexter bag from Mountain State Stitches. And I have another sweater in here. This is my DRK sweater, which is a sweater pattern by Andrea Mowry. I am making some changes to it. Not many, but the yarn I'm using is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. It is a sport weight yarn. And the color is Claret Heather. So here's the sweater. Stand up because it's a little bit further along than my Lace and Fade Boxy. It's very cinched together on the needles here, but I love the color of this yarn. So the main thing that I'm changing, I'm really not changing much. I am just making it longer. It is a bit of a cropped sweater, and that's really not something that I like to wear, so I'm making it longer. That's, I guess, really the only change I'm making. It's going to be longer. I need to measure this and see how far along I am. This is one I would like to have done by the end of November as well. I feel like I'm somewhat close on the body, and then it would just be sleeves, which are like socks, right? I should say I will not do any decreases on the sleeves. I really like the look. I don't like, these being tighter doesn't bother me. They're not super, super tight at all. I mean, you can kind of tell that. They're fitted, but not tight. These don't bother me being fitted. When it comes to sweaters with long sleeves, I prefer a looser sleeve. So I'll do what I've been doing for quite a while, and I will just knit the sleeve, no decreases, unless I try it on and feel like the sleeve is going to be crazy big, then I'll decrease a bit, but I will leave no decreases down the sleeves. And then when I do the last round before the cuff, I will do a rapid decrease, just meaning I'll decrease as many times as needed in that round to get to the amount of stitches I need for the cuff. So that'll be the only other change, but I'll talk about that when I get going. I can't remember the size I'm doing, but it should be on my project page. I'm actually using my iPad. I'm using Knit Companion for both of these sweaters. Something new new to me is using Knit Companion. I'm really trying to get, I love a piece of paper and a pencil. I do, but I'm really trying to use Knit Companion here and there because it is pretty convenient. Ooh, I have something in here that I meant to start and have not started. I have yarn in here for a pair of Scrappy stripy socks for my husband. This is a Daisy Girl and Company bag. And I have all the yarn in there to make him a pair somewhat like a pair that I made myself. Maybe that'll be a November thing. It's not started yet, so I'm not technically counting it right now. But that could be something I could get him done. That could be a Christmas gift. That would be good. Okay, this is in a bag by Fat Squirrel. It's a huge bag. I'm pretty sure I got this at Needles Up in Rhinebeck, New York years ago, because they haven't been there. They haven't done Needles Up in a while, so it's been a long time. This is my Cozy Memories blanket. This is my second one. I have done one of these already. I need to weave in some ends. The pattern that I follow for this is the Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray. And I don't have a ton done. I mean, I feel like I have a decent amount. I thoroughly enjoy it. I work mine in from, so here's the center, and then I work it out that way. And so fun. These were yarns from the Vanilla Socks, How to Knit Socks tutorials on, goodness, it was Magic Loop, DPN, and 9-inch circulars. Those are the yarns from that. So fun. That's a fun little memory to have right there in the center. That was from the very first summer sock camp when I did my very first sock tutorials. This one is also fingering weight, and the one I did before I absolutely love. I just haven't worked on this one in forever. I kind of got distracted by lots of other scrappy blankets. 3 more things, I think. Another bag from Mountain State Stitches. This is a crochet blanket. I'm having a dilemma with these, but so I'll show you these first. I'll find the other one. I think it's in that bag. But it has a decent amount done. But y'all, I'm really not a pastel-y type of person. Like, I don't know. I was on this like theme thing, so this is the first one. Go ahead and pull the second one out as I drop it on the floor. Here's the second one that I do like. Because I told you before, I don't like to like really theme my scrappy blankets as far as they have to be certain colors, or I pick the color that's going to go next. I just like them to be crazy. And that's how this one is. This one's crazy. This is another, it's a granny stripe crochet blanket. Tutorial is linked in my Ravelry project page. So I have both of these going. I haven't worked on either of them, but I do love this one. I love the craziness of this. I know some people probably love the I don't even know what the word would be. But some people probably love the color shades in this. I don't know. I just wish I had mixed everything together. Because at this point, I really just don't want to work on this one. In all honesty, I thought about just making it a little like thing that the dogs can have in their big kennel and snuggle up with. Because I'm not, like, I don't have any desire. I'm not going to do it yet, just in case I change my mind. Things ebb and flow with our knitting. But I really don't have a desire to work on this one. This one, now that I have it back out, I can't wait to work on it. I just love the crazy scrappiness. I've learned that about myself, that I don't really like these shades of colors anyways. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. I'm not making a decision yet. We will see. I have a huge magic knot ball of yarn for this one. And I'm following the same tutorial for both of these, using the same size hook, a 2.5 millimeters, so it's a very tight, dense fabric Tulipatimo crochet hooks. This one is in a bag from the Scrappy thread. It's a very big bag, drawstring, but then also has handles. It's very nice. Has some pockets on the inside, on both sides. Yeah, I really like this bag. One more project. This is another granny square blanket, and this one is using just a homespun house yarns. So I'm following the same pattern, the same method. Everything is the same as the previous granny square blanket that I talked about. Even as far down to how I'm joining them and the yarn I'm using. It's just that this is only a homespun house minis or scraps. So I've got one strip maybe done. I don't know, I might add more to it. Another square or something. Then I started the second. Again, I love these granny squares, and I definitely got on a major kick with them where they were all that I wanted to work on. I have two more done. So fun. So yeah, I need to work on all the things, pretty much. That's it for the knitting and crocheting stuff. So as far as that stuff goes, I want to have the 2 sock whips done by the end of the month and the 2 sweaters. Not too bad, right? But I'll probably cast on a couple of other things this month too. The idea is I really would love to have some things off my needles. For one, that gives me some new sweaters to wear this winter, and then also that just frees up some room in the WIP basket and room in my brain for all of the Advent knitting. So I did bring, I have almost said a crochet project, a cross stitch project and a plastic canvas project that I started forever ago. I brought those to, like these really have not been touched in so long. It's pretty ridiculous. So my cross stitch, here is a picture of this. It says, "You Are My Sunshine," which was a song that my nanny and I used to sing all the time when I was a kid. And here is what I have done on that. And then my plastic canvas is a tissue box holder. So I feel like plastic canvas is kind of looked down on, not frowned on. It's like looked down on. But y'all, I love me some plastic canvas, and I'm not going to apologize for that. Where is my pattern at, though? That's kind of important. Well, y'all, I can't finish the darn thing without the pattern. It has been so long since I've worked on this. The pattern is not even in here. I'm going to have to try to find it. But I'm sure it's around here somewhere, right? Although I just organized and I don't remember seeing it. But it is a, oh, I forgot I had that done. It's so cute. It is a tissue box holder that you can kind of see. It has Santa. And then there's a wreath. And then I have a little bit of this done, and that's it. And I don't know where the pattern is. Oh, brother. Got it in some Ziploc bags here, but there is no pattern to be found. None. I don't know where else it would be. That's not it. That's my cross stitch chart. I've got all the thread. I've got some of the pieces. That's not all of them. I'm going to have to do some hunting around now and see if I can find that pattern. Or that might not even be a project anymore. But that was going to be one that I wanted to finish by the end of November because I would love to put it out for Christmas. I have a Halloween haunted house one that I put out around, well, for Halloween. And I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever made. And I would love to have one for each holiday or season. I just think they're so cute and so fun. And it's so adorable sitting in the living room, that little haunted house. So I've always wanted to do one for Christmas. I actually have a full kit for another one. But I guess I could just do that one. But the Santa one he's so cute. Y'all, I really can't believe I cannot find the pattern for that. I'm like trying to think, and I don't remember seeing it at all when I was cleaning, but it couldn't have just disappeared. We're gonna hunt after I finish this video. But that is it. That is all of the projects. My battery light is flashing, so that means it is time to wrap this up. I hope that you guys enjoyed looking through all of my works in progress with me. How many works in progress do you have? I'm curious. I'm very curious how many you have. I don't always count my Scrappy ones because they're long-term projects, but I thought it would be fun to go through all of them. So let me know below how many WIPs you have, and I will see you soon with a regular podcast episode. Until then, happy knitting. Bye.